Okay, a video on something a little bit different here. I'm interested in what you think about something that relates to sport and cheating. The Tour de France has just finished. Fantastic, well done, I must say, Bradley Wiggins and the whole of Team Sky, because of course it's a team effort, and what a team effort with Bradley finishing first, Chris Froome finishing second, Mark Cavendish winning some stages as he always does, but he's won 3 stages including a 4th successive stage win down the Champs-Élysées. Well done to all those guys. But something's been going on alongside that involving Lance Armstrong. Just let me say first, when we're talking about doping, which is what this is about, if you hear the guy speak now, it seems like they're all pretty convinced that maybe there's still some doping going on, but the problems of the years gone by, you know, that there isn't the same level as there was before, that it was rife in the sport for a period, but that they're getting on top of it. They seem to be happier that they're working themselves within a cleaner environment amongst their fellow athletes, which is a good thing, because when you think everybody else is cheating, that's a big reason to make you want to cheat, to try and level the playing field. Otherwise you just feel as if you hadn't got a chance. You might as well just hang your spurs up or your cycling shoes up, take your cleats off and call it a day. But clearly there was a period of time when this was happening, and this fits in with this period where Lance Armstrong won 7 times. Lance Armstrong, one of the most tested athletes of all time. They've tried to get him again and again, and he's always either got away with it or proved his innocence, depending on whether he is innocent or not. But let's assume he is until he's proven guilty, shall we? But the USADA, the anti-doping agency, are having another pop at him, and maybe this time they'll get him. And let me tell you, if they'll get him, they'll do what I think is generally the right thing to do. His records will be stripped for those years. You know, if there's a suspicion that he's been doping over all 7 of them, he will lose all 7 of his Tour de France general classification victories, and then they will go to somebody else. But here's the thing, it's well known that doping was widespread then. Some of the people that are providing the evidence that the USADA are going to be using to try and prosecute Lance Armstrong say, yes, of course Lance was using. Everybody in the peloton, or almost everybody in the peloton, was using at that time. He had to use to be able to compete. So here's the thing, Lance Armstrong will be struck from the records if he's found guilty, and replaced with, I think in the main, maybe Ivan Basso once and Jan Ullrich several times. 2 guys who themselves both have already had doping convictions within the sport of cycling. So what you have is a situation where one person's going to be struck off for doping and replaced by a couple of other guys who are almost certainly with doping just as much. So this seems to be a real problem for me, because whereas I can see that the right thing to do generally if somebody's been caught cheating years later is to strike them off, nullify their wins and replace whoever was second, promote them up, that they were the rightful winner. I don't think this is, you know, we're talking about fairness here, aren't we? And it's manifestly unfair for somebody who's cheating to win something, but surely it's even more manifestly unfair if everybody was cheating to penalise one person and allow another cheater who was cheating just as much but still didn't manage to win. You know, if they were all cheating, at least Lance Armstrong was the best of the cheats, so effectively in that way he did win. It seems manifestly even more of a it's like a double miscarriage of justice to promote a doper who was second up to first years after the event. So that's the thing I'm interested in. What do you think about that? Personally, I think the best thing they would do is just to forget about it all. Let them years stand. There were perhaps a dark time in that respect for cycling, even though there's some magnificent performances. In terms of drugs, perhaps a dark time. Perhaps they should just turn a blind eye to that and not try to keep uncovering these stones. I'm interested what you think about it.